everyone, this is Kalies von Kreatives Leben, and I don't know about you, but sometimes I create pages that I really hate. And this is an example. This is the first page that I created for the ATC and for my previous video, and I hated it so much that I decided that I didn't want to do ATCs. And I had this laying around, and I thought, no, it's just a pity to not use this wonderful paper because it's a very good watercolor paper, and why should I throw it away? So I continued using this page, and my aim was to recover it and really to have something at the end that I really liked. And for me, I wanted to share the process with you because I think this happens very often, and I wanted to show you how you could do it. So basically, what I'm doing is I'm using some stencils and I'm using acrylic paint, and that's the advantage of acrylic paint. You can just stencil on top of pages, and already now, because I have stenciled on top of the green and the red, I think it's okay. I took some yellow, I took some lighter greens just to make it nicer and more tasteful and more balanced compared to the other colors that I had. So this is what I had in mind, and what you see me working on is a so-called deconstructed art journal. This is an idea from Rosemary Morris, and I will share the link to her Facebook group. And I really like the idea is instead of sending in a whole art journal, you just send basically 3 pages. So you have this middle page, which is a double page, and you have a front page and a back page, and you have to put some art on it, some mixed media, some creativity on top of it, junk journaling or whatever is your type of thing, and you send it and exchange it with somebody else, and that person will send you pages for it. So basically here, this is a swap I'm doing with Almut Olsson. And if you don't know her, she has a wonderful YouTube channel. Please go and check her out. And here you see me working with some Inktense pencils because I like Inktense pencils because they are like watercolors, but they stay put. So basically, I can paint on top of it afterwards and it's not going to move. And what I'm going to do it, because it's very to your face right now, it's too much. I love colors, but I felt that it was too much colors for my taste. So I decided to take another stencil and just go on top of it with white. So this is white gesso basically, and just make it more subdued, which I really liked. And the question for me, so now the green and the red is still there. I mean, you can still see it, but it's so much better, I felt. And I really like the background that I've created now. So I decided to work with masks. So these are butterflies. And I'm going again with an Inktense pen, a black one. I'm surrounding the masks, and I'm going to go back with some ink, so real ink. And to the right, I'm going to use an ATC, so one of the leftover from the last video that you saw me do, and I'm just going around it, and I'm creating some shadows. I I wanted it to be black, but not too black. I wanted the transparency of the ink so that you could see the background, because I really loved what has become of the background. And because I had used white at the end, some gesso, I wanted to go around with some black. So you see me now doing, starting the process, and um, I will go more than once over it because ink sometimes is just too transparent to my taste. And I'm using 3 butterflies, and to the right my little ATC, and that's basically my main page. So now the question is, oh, I still have to do my ATC. So I like the ATC, but what I was missing is I felt that the words that I created with I think with a stamp. It was a stamp that I had, and I usually stencil without really, you know, worrying too much, so it's not very pristine. So I have to go around it again, and I use some Inktense, and I use some color pencils in the middle. So the yellow is color pencils, and the purple is Inktense. So here now I'm doing the other page, the other sides. And what you can see first before I explain what I'm doing is um, I didn't fold the paper in the right direction. And it's a choice I made, but you can see that the folding is not so neat because basically I should have done it exactly the opposite way, um, because the paper fibers are going the other way. But this is how I wanted to do my main page, so this is why the folding is not as neat. So this is just, if you have a choice, if I had done the background already, that's why I had to choose a direction, just choose it the other way that I did. So what I did take some masking fluid here and I put it down with a very thin brush. And this is an idea that I saw Eliza Burke doing. She's also a great artist that I like. And I'm going to use her ideas, but I'm going to do it slightly differently afterwards, and I will give you more details. So I'm going in with watercolors because I love watercolors, and this is a very vibrant, very playful page. It's blues and violets and green, and it's like it's yeah, it's like a flower garden that I'm trying to put down because here in Germany it's very cold and wet and it's gray. So I need colors. So I decided on the left-hand side also to do some colors. And I always find the third page the hardest because I have an idea for the main page. Usually when I start, I very often know what I'm going to do on the second page, but the third page is the hardest. So I felt that I wanted to continue with watercolors because I love watercolors and I wanted to show you how intense the watercolors can become. And for that, sometimes you have to go in with multiple layers, but also you have to wait for it to be dry and then you go back in. And it's simply also taking less water when you do your watercolors. You can really play around. So you can keep it very transparent, translucent, or you can make them very vibrant, which is what I'm doing here, especially with the orange and the yellow, as you can see. So I really like the colors that this has created, and you were seeing my swatches because I always want to make sure that when I'm not quite sure what color to take. So here on the right hand side, I'm going back because this is dry and I'm removing the masking fluid and you see the white, and this is where Eliza Burke stops. She basically leaves the white and I decided to go back with watercolor because I found it a little bit too white. I love colors, which is not something that should surprise you if you've been watching my channel. So here I have found a tag that I really like because it's see-through and it shows the background. So I just put it on top of both sides. I could have put it on top of the flowers, but I decided against it. So you can see I painted on top of the flowers. I cut this out so it wouldn't make my video too long. And I'm going in with some white acrylic paint. You might be surprised and say, well, you just took away the masking fluid, right? Yes, I did. I know. But this is it's a dance. I'm going in, I'm removing some whites, I'm going in back with whites. So this is the game, the play that I am doing. So here I'm going to stick down my little tag, and I decided also to add a text, and basically that's it. So here you can see some close-ups to the butterflies, and I really enjoyed that. I hope you also had fun, and if you had, please give me a thumbs up, and if you haven't done so, please subscribe to my channel. And yeah, I will give you more in the future. Bye bye, take care.